Right, welcome to another video. This is a little update about how the fishing's been for me so far since the lockdown. I've been only three times. I mean, what had actually happened is my father had a fall and it hit his head and ended up with a bleed on the brain. So he ended up at the King's College Hospital, London. He's back home now. He's up there for a week. So obviously I couldn't really go because I was going around, obviously, to my mother's all the time because she's getting on now, do you know what I mean? Anyway, so that was it. And then the first night I went fishing, I did do a couple of videos, but I felt like I didn't really want to put them on there. I'll put them on here because no fish being caught. I mean, it was good to get out in the car and then talk with all my gear and all that. But anyway, what I did was, because obviously filming's been a problem, because I haven't actually got a head cam. I've actually ordered one for it should be here for Tuesday. It's for my birthday. See, my birthday's not till July, but my missus bought me it. I'm back in the net. I'm well chuffed, I tell you. I can't wait for it to come. But what I did is I took my phone case off and I drilled a couple of holes in it, put that little bit of fishing wire, I think it's quite ingenious actually, put a couple of them caribou things, I think they're called caribous, them lock things, you know, that the old camping people use, and I would hook it on my waders up here, on the little loops that you get at the top, you know, the top of your waders, and have it like that. But anyway, the first time I actually went fishing, this was on the I think this was on the Friday. I did a little video in the car, talking in the car, drove in on the seafront, looked at the water, absolutely tap water, crystal clear water. Anyway, drove down a little bit further down the seafront. I was going to a different venue on that particular day. Parked the car up, looked at the tide. It was bloody well in. It hadn't hardly gone out at all because it was a crap tide, to be honest. I honestly didn't think I was going to catch anything. It was daytime. It'd been pretty hot as well, but blow me bloody down right on the waters, the line of the low tide mark. There was nets right the way along. I tell you what, it's pretty disappointing, to be honest, because you've got all that sea out there. It's going to be my next blog post actually about all this. I mean, obviously they've got as much right to fish there really as what we have, and I suppose they're only trying to make a living, but Jesus, right there. I can remember when I was fishing with the bass man. We had been catching a few, you know, it wasn't brilliant, but we were getting the odd one here and there, do you know what I mean? And all of a sudden I hooked into one. I couldn't stop it. It went off like a bloody train. And all of a sudden I was snagged up. And I was hanging on and was thinking, oh, it's still on there. The funny thing is I could actually pull the line. Felt like it was coming in. So obviously what had happened was the bass had swum over a net, or into a net, or something, because I could actually pull it. I could actually feel movement, and then till in the end I had to give up and it snapped. That was a bloody kimono too. That was the last time I had that lure. I've never been able to get it since, until my friend Lee Smith, he's just sorted me out with one. Absolutely brilliant. I'm chuffed to bits because I've not been able to get them, and that's one of my favourite lures for, you know, for sort of early daytime fishing. So I suppose that could be really, really good, right? Pitch black, because it's obviously a black lure. Anyway, so I went off to another location with my little contraption, you know, my little thingy bob, my little filming thing, because the bloody cameras on these are absolutely brilliant. That's a P30 Pro, Huawei, whatever they call them. Anyway, got to the old venue, got there, went out there, waded out in the water, crystal clear water. I was casting out throws, having film going, talking, funny as anything. There was a bloke and his girlfriend. They were kayaking and it capsized right in front of me. I got it all on there. Anyway, finished fishing, absolutely shit, no takes, didn't even see a fish or anything. Went all round the rocks, looked around the rock pools, saying, oh yeah, here's the prawns, and oh yeah, look at the crabs scurrying away. This is what the bass come in to feed into. Little tutorial for people who don't really understand, you know, why bass would come to that certain area. Do you know what I mean? It's down to food source. Anyway, I did all this video, had about bloody hour and a half of it, got home, and I I had it round the wrong bloody way, didn't I? Fucking had it round. I didn't push the button to turn the camera around, so it was facing out. I thought it was, because I'd looked at it like that and thought it was right, but obviously it was wrong. It was back to front. So that was all that filming gone to pot. Now the next time I went, I did another tiny little video. Like I say, it's not worth it. I don't want to really film it if I'm catching the fish, because that's what people want to see. I want to see someone standing there casting a lure out for fucking hours on end. Anyway, this night, another blinding night, but the trouble is, when I was wading out with my contraption on, the waves were smashing against me. I mean, I've got it on the video. I'll put it on the end. You can have a look if you like. But it gives away our location a bit, and we don't really want to do that, because remember, it's saying about the nets and all that. Anyway, so I didn't end up filming. Didn't catch anything. Again, no takes. Nothing at all. Then, the next time I went, a couple of days later, there's been a few problems because people have been off. There's been a lot more people fishing than what they're normally. There's no one down where we go at that time. No one ever. Anyway, there's been loads. There's been people up the other end, right up the other end of the bay. There's been people fishing off the prom, which is pretty normal because it's a bloody well-known bass spot anyway. In fact, it's where I caught my biggest bass. 11 pound was off that very, very mark. Anyway, but we're not actually fishing there. That's sort of around the corner. But what happened was I turned up with my stuff. I didn't have the camera on this time though. First cast, they'd all been fishing, ain't caught nothing. Straight into a bass. I couldn't believe it, and it was going. It was pretty good. It was about £3, I suppose, and that was it. That was my first one of the day. But there again, that bloody wave smashing it was doing my head in. I kept going in to change my lure. It's more the fact I didn't want to get all my gear. It was getting absolutely soaked. It was doing all my arm. Oh, it was horrible. I just don't like it when it's like that. But that sort of spot, there's like a disturbance. There's something, the way the ground goes, which makes it, well, it's not rough, it's just around this area. But unfortunately, that's what the bass love, and that's probably why they're there. Anyway, this is a video. This is going to be a video about white lures, and predominantly that's what we use at night time is white lures, especially crystal clear conditions, clear skies, because that's what they say. They see the reflection of these things, and that's what drives them bonkers. Now, I'm not an expert like what works. I just found that white lures work best for me at night time, and that's what we do. That's that used to be well, it still is a sand borer, a Suzuki sand borer. That's been sprayed white, recently sprayed white. That's obviously got 3 hooks. I was just going to tell you that was a kimono too, because I did that before in the other video that I went wrong, because I had it round there wrong again. Right, that's a kimono too. Just stuck it in my bloody hand. That's sprayed completely white, because I'm going to actually show you in this video how to do all this. And it's bloody easy, to be honest. I've replaced the hooks on that one actually. And then here we have a tackle house feed shallow, the white one that's got the aluminium strip on it. Now, when you look on that, you can see that that's got a bit dodgy now around there where the hooks keep flapping. I've had that for years, that thing. It's got new hooks on it. Bloody great lure, honestly. Pucker that. In fact, I had that one that night. I'd gone home. They'd caught 6, but both the people that had caught them, the one who'd caught 6, he caught them all on the tackle house feed shallow. That's a great one. Now, another time we was down south coast, and I was using this. The bass man was using one of these, but his was sprayed perfectly white. And he had put his own luminous stripper on the bottom, and it bloody lit up like Las Vegas when he casted that out. And Jesus Christ, I'm kidding you not, he had 4 on the trot. I never had a single sniff on mine. I mean, that's not saying that you don't catch, because I've caught on these, but that night, for some reason, they were going. And he had explained that it doesn't, just because of that little bit of lumen, it doesn't always work, because another lure that I love, I've mentioned it loads of times in other posts and that, is the Singitsu Iwashi. Where is it? Somewhere. Oh, here it is. I'll blind it straight away. Which has a luminous strip on its back. Obviously, it's not white. It glows up. You might have seen it in some of the other videos. I can get the fucking thing off. you know, that's got that luminous strip on its back. That's another bloody killer, but another nightmare to get hold of that thing. Now, what I've actually done is I bought this glow in the dark paint. I mean, I'm not going to paint all my lures. I'm only going to do the bottom. I'm going to use it to replicate that one. I'm probably going to spray that white because it looks as though it's getting a bit shitty. I mean, it maybe spray it completely white and then see how we go. And I've also got this is the white paint we're going to be using. And I've got some lacquer. Now I might lacquer it, I don't know. This is all for when I've done my car a little while ago. And I've also got an acrylic paint because I actually hand painted these ones. It's quite thick. Because I'm going to leave that like that, even though it's a bit rough. It's still bloody pretty good. You know what I mean? I'm quite pleased with them, to be honest. And that's what we're going to be getting into. So let's get on with it. Right then, the first little job that we've got to do is to take those little treble hooks off. So we get a little pliers, hook it on to the old split ring thing like that. Give it a little pinch, twist that round. I'm not going to do all three in front of you, just in case it takes me too long, because I actually did this one pretty good. Normally I'm crap at this. My old eyes ain't as good as what they used to be. We've got to take them, obviously take all three off. Don't want them dangling around, it pisses things up. Right, there's one. Right, let's see if we can get another one. Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. Ah, easy. Two. Nearly. Oh, bollocks. I pissed that up, didn't I? I told you they're bastards to do sometimes. That's it. Two. Right, one more. Jesus Christ, what is he making a meal of that or what? Right, now one more to go. That's it, get it in the right place first. Just there like that. Twist the old thing in. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Right, so there you go. A board tackle house feed shallow, no hooks on that, right? You can see them old marks, right? Then we're going to spray this one perfectly white. Now the next thing is to sort the old eyes out, the old mince pies there. We've got to cover them up. I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you can obviously see that somewhere, the old eyes. My filming skills were absolutely blinding there, weren't they? I don't think so. Right, for the eyes. The trouble is I've lost the tackle house feed shallow now. I don't know what I've done with it. Oh, there she is. There she is, right. Now. Here we are. Now, what we do for the eyes, it's quite simple. We get a little bit of blue tack like this, roll it up into a little ball and just stick it on the eye like that, and push it into place all the way around. Just mould it round that eye like that. See that? That's how we cover it up. Don't matter about all these metal bits because they'll probably rub them off anyway. You see, I've used this before, this blue tack, so it's got bits of white paint on it. All right, and then just stick the other one on the other. So it's just a little tiny ball. Just pinch that round and just mould it to the edge of the eye, and that is sufficient enough. Make sure you don't want to do it too much, but you know, if you've got a little bit on there, just scrape it off with a little blade or something. See that? So now we've got the eyes covered up. Push that one down a little bit more. Now we're all ready for the white paint. Now I'm not going to bother rubbing this one down because it's doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, if the paint starts coming off, just bloody do it again. See, I've given that a bit of a hammering before. Now I'm not going to tape the bottom of this up. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to spray it this way, so the majority of it, because obviously I've got that aluminum strip that I'm going to be redoing anyway. I'm going to show you how to do that along the bottom. So that's the next thing, is to get down that shed and spray it. Hopefully the light's all right, because we're getting on a bit now. Anyway, there you go. That's the eyes all ready for spraying. Perfect. Easy. So we're right down here in the shed, and I've got the old tackle house feed shallow all ready for spraying. I'm just going to put a bit of fishing line through there, just so we can hold it with something. Now hopefully this comes out alright, because I've got the camera around the other way. It's a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest. Right, so give the old paint a good old shake up. It's just car paint, I think, you know, gloss white paint. Hopefully you can see that. And then just can't do it in the bedroom because I don't want to bloody poison the cats. It's going to need a few coats. And then hang that up to dry. Right, I'm not dead yet. Right, so we're off doing a second coat now, and as you can see, I've got a fly fishing vice. I think it's a bit easy. It was dangling around like a bloody loony, so that was too much hard work. So we're going to give it a bit much easier with something else. But don't go out and bloody buy one just for this. I mean, you can use a bit of string. One side. Two. Second coat. Lovely jubbly. I reckon one more and we'll be in. So we're back again for the final coat. Let's have a little look. How's she doing? How's she doing? How's she doing? Get this thing off. God, the palaver I've gone through to bloody do this, I tell you. Down here in the shed. It'd be much better if I had a GoPro, or well, like it's coming Tuesday, so hopefully that'll be alright. Let's have a quick little look at that. Oh, Jesus. It's looking like a dream. One more coat, then we're done. Then we put that up, let that dry. Woohoo! Get him up. Should be a load of masks around at the moment, shouldn't there? Right, that's the final coat. Just let that dry. Then we go back into the office. No worries. See you in a bit. So the next piece in the old puzzle is to clear some of this shit off my desk. Actually, the laptop down there. Right, the next thing. Right, now here's the old here's the actual lure. You can see it's all painted up now. We can actually remove them eyes now, or shall we? Or should we leave them on there a little bit longer? I don't know. No, let's leave them on there. Now the next thing to do that we're going to do is to put the luminous strip on. Now we're going to do that with some paint, but first of all, get a bit of sellotape. Right, this is wide. I don't really want this wide stuff, but it's going to have to do. And just carefully put that along that line down the bottom. See that? Now if you're double cocky, right, hopefully it doesn't pull the paint off that I've just put on. Right, you see that? So that makes a little bit of masking there, and it's clever. Get the other side. And get like that. And that way we've got a little bit of it, we've got a strip that we can paint down, because I can't be bothered, right, because I'm shit at painting. I can't be bothered to actually you know, stand there and try and cut it in. I'd rather just put a bit of thing on, get my line like that and see how that goes. Right then, so we're ready for the first coat of paint. I've got to find my paintbrush first, so bear with me a second, won't you? Put that there. It's here somewhere. Right, there's me trusty old paintbrush that I got from the model shop. Now we just open that paint up. Hopefully it's all tickety boo. Right then. And then what we do is, hopefully you can see that. Well, because I'm a bit shit at this, we can put a little layer of paint on there. Just a little layer of paint. Spread it along. You haven't got to worry about being all cutting it in, because we got the sellotape on there to make a little edge. Now hopefully, leave that done. That's the next phase. Just now give that 2 hours, let that dry, then we'll come back to it. But I'm not going to film another 2 hours and do that. I'm just going to do the end bit. So that's the next bit. So we've got to put a few more coats on that, but we won't film all of that. Right then, so we're back up into the office. There's the old Tackle House Feed Shallow with its with the luminous strip on it. Remember, that was the paint I used. I'm not convinced it's the greatest, but it will do the job. Like, it does glow in the dark, all right. Right. So now the next thing is to take this tape off that we've taped off, obviously along that edge, so that we could get the strip down the middle. Now, hopefully, this paint doesn't pull paint off. And now my missus is coming upstairs and probably going to interfere as I'm talking. Oh, it's all good so far. All good. Oh, blinding. Look at that. That's come out really, really good. I'm well happy with that. Right then. Next thing is, right, so where were we? Right, now there, obviously the next thing to do, I've just washed that off a bit. It was a bit sticky, to be honest. I don't know why. It must have been that sellotape on it. So you can see we've got the luminous strip down there. That's all pretty good. Got the old blue tack off the old eyes. Look, come out a treat. That's so. Then we just got to put the old trebles back on. So I'll put the trebles back on, and then we'll carry on. Treble number 1. These bloody things. One. Next one. Just hook that little bloody thing open. God, what a pain. I hate these things. Oh. Got it. Two. Well, this one's going to be easy, I know it is. Hopefully, it says. Please tell me I'm just crap at this. Get out, you fucker. Ah, there we go. Right, so that's all the trebles on. I can get off. And there it is, all white, all nice done, all ready for tonight. That beautiful little thing, that should do the business, hopefully. Oh, it's a fucking dream, that is. Take that one off. As you can see, there it is. It's all ready to go. Nice finish on there. Now, just a quick little word of warning. While I was doing this, or when I took the actual sellotape off, the actual sellotape made the paint go really, really sticky for some reason. So when I put it down on the surface here, the toweling, it was all bloody bits of fluff, so I had to rub it off with something. But what I found was it was the actual glue from the sellotape. So I wouldn't use sellotape. The glue came off. It was it took me ages, and I had to go and respray it again actually, because it looked absolutely crap. But now you can see that's perfect. Now just quickly, right, we use these lures in the pitch black. The water really has to be absolutely mustard for white lures. If it's murky, or if it's, they're not gonna work. They're not gonna work. In the evenings, last light. Now that's a little bit different. We'd use the normal lures. This is only for them. And remember that the only reason why we do the lures like this is when they've deteriorated. Don't just go and do it on any old lure that you think, oh, I'll just spray it white. Only do it because obviously you can buy bloody white lures anyway. We only do this to ones that have gone past their sell by date, as it was. So anyway, that's the end of the video. We was going fishing tonight, but we've been down to check the water earlier, and it was pretty crap, to be honest. But we was going late night, so it looks as though we might be doing first light in the morning. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and any comments, just leave them below if you've got any questions or anything. I mean, I'll try and answer them if I can. Apart from that, oh yeah, one other thing. The old bloody camera's turned up, and look at that little beast. It's a cam park or something. Still got to suss out. I still can't actually use it. I haven't got the strap for my head, the head strap to put it on, and I haven't got the little card because that wasn't supposed to come till tomorrow. But I've got it now, so brilliant. That's all good. So thanks for watching. See you soon.